Okay there, folks, if you don't mind and if you'll excuse me, I'll go rugby league again, and a very, very quick one here. Read something yesterday that shocked me, surprised me, but shocked me more than surprised me. It's about my beloved Wire, the Warrington team there, and it's more about the kids and the reserve grade. Warrington as a club over the last few years have been said to have invested heavily in young kids, to bring young kids through and find a pathway to the first team. I've always thought we haven't done that well with that, because it seems to me that Wigan, St Helens and Leeds, three teams, have always brought an abundance of youth through, and the youths have done very, very well. They bring them in 3s, 4s, 5s and 6s on a yearly basis. We don't tend to be able to do that. And now and again I do look at results of the youth teams and the A teams, and I always tend to find that when we come up against those three teams, we normally, although not always, but normally fall short. And I looked last night, I read something in the local press there, and it said at the moment, I think that the youth side of it, I don't think they do much with the under-21s, under-19s, that kind of stuff. I think it's a reserve grade where the youths are brought in with some experienced players. And I see in the reserve grade, we're actually 6th in the division. The division's made up of 14 clubs. We're 6th, and the worst we can finish is 8th. And I'm thinking, 8th of 14? That isn't particularly good. And then I'm reading further and it says there's only 4 teams in the division of 14 that's letting more points than ourselves, and I'm thinking, that ain't that good either. And I'm thinking to myself, what is going on at my club there? You know, I mean, they're bringing coaches in. As well as a coach, they bring in an assistant coach. Then they might bring an attacking coach. Then they might bring a defence coach. And I'm thinking, we've got all these coaches. Who's doing the job? I mean, I think the defence coach I think it's Marshall. He's been kept on after Powell's gone, and he took Swampy with him, who was the attack coach. I think they've kept Marshall, who's the defence coach, and I think he lives in Warrington. I think he's a Warringtonian, if memory serves, and he's very much all about Warrington, which I appreciate and whatever else. But I would suggest, not only has the team not attacked well this year, the first team, they've not defended particularly well because they've let in an avalanche of points. It seems to me the reserves are doing the same. Now, Marshall might have nothing to do with the reserve grade, but surely the methods and whatever that he puts into the first team should find their way through to the reserves. Obviously, they have, because we're letting in loads of points. But what I'm getting at is what's going on there on the coaching side at Warrington. Why does nobody seem to be able to do the job, with any proficiency? Attack-wise, we've been poor. Defence-wise, we've been poor. And it seems it's the same in the reserve grade. And it makes me think, how are we going to be able to compete with these real top teams for youth if we can't sort of beat them on a regular basis? Now, I have read that Burgess wants to look at all aspects there at Warrington, and that is a good thing. Maybe he'll really focus on youth and he'll do something about it. The problem is, for me, he's only there for 2 years. The issues at South might make him stay with us a bit longer if we're lucky, but he's not going to get a hell of a lot done with that youth system in 2 years, I wouldn't have thought. But somebody needs to look at it, because I think that's partly holding us back. As I say, Wigan, Saints and Leeds seem to do very, very, very well with youth on a yearly basis. 2 or 3 superstars come through on a yearly basis from those clubs, and you think, where have they got these from? And we don't seem to be able to be doing that at the moment. So something certainly needs looking at. It really does. Because I would imagine the youth of today govern what the old boys do in the future. I might be wrong. I don't know.